Take us a little bit into that world, because I know a lot of our filmmakers may be curious as to doing something with Jerry Seinfeld, like a special. How was that whole process?
It was great. Judd Apatow called me to work on that special. It's called Jerry Before Seinfeld. Doing a special at a comedy club in Midtown Manhattan in New York City. It was a place he'd started at, which was interesting because it was a very small club. And I talked to him specifically about the lighting. He was really specific about the way that he wanted the lighting to feel. He wanted to be blinded. And at the same time, he didn't want the light to be hot. When a room is freezing cold, it's always better for laughs. And the moment it gets hot, it's a laughter killer. One thing I saw up close with Jerry Seinfeld is that right before the first show that we filmed, you could see he was nervous. Like anyone would be nervous before they go on to give a performance. And then he just eased into it and gave a great show. It was really moving to get to be a part of that.
You know, I've heard him talk about comedians in cars. It strikes me that Jerry Seinfeld is a little bit of a filmmaker. He thinks along a filmmaker's path.
Definitely. He's a real storyteller that I think his preferred mode of storytelling outside of his stand-up is definitely storytelling on TV. I think his sensibility is incredibly well expressed. He has a cinema sense, but at the same time, he's kind of outspoken about not really wanting to do a feature film. It's just not something he's really interested in. His area of interest is stand-up and being on stage and performing to a crowd. That was what was interesting about doing that special, was just being in this old venue that he started at and hearing him talk about what this material is. And then just the conversations that I had with him personally were strictly about the way that, lighting and photography should support. It's interesting. It's interesting for me. My passion is feature films and making movies. That's not a space I want to be in all the time. But for those few weeks, it was really fun to get to have those conversations with him.